Docker has revolutionized the way that we build, ship, and run applications, offering developers an efficient way to manage containerized environments. Among the numerous Docker commands, Docker run and Docker start are two of the most commonly used, yet they often cause confusion among beginners. This video will clarify the difference between the two, provide walkthroughs for their usage, and discuss use cases where each is applicable. The Docker run command creates and starts a new container from an image. Think of it as a two-in-one command. It initializes a container if one doesn't already exist, and then it starts it immediately. The syntax is Docker run, then the options, image name, startup command, and arguments. Some key options that you'll often encounter include the D flag runs the container in detached mode in the background. The IT flag runs the container interactively with a terminal. The name flag assigns a custom name to the container. The P flag maps hosting container ports, and the V flag mounts a volume to persist data. Let's create a new container to run an Nginx web server. I'm going to use the integrated terminal in Docker Desktop. First, we need to pull the Nginx image using the docker pull command. Next, we'll run the container for the Nginx image using the docker run command. We'll give the container the name my-nginx, then map port 8080 on the Docker host to TCP port 80 in the container. We'll run the container in detached mode and then specify the image name. We can verify that the container is running in Docker Desktop. Clicking the link in the ports column will open the Nginx start page. We can stop the container by clicking stop next to the container name. The container will exit, but it will still exist in a stopped state. The docker start command is used to restart an existing container that was previously stopped. Unlike docker run, it does not create a new container. Some options you may encounter frequently include the I flag attaches stdin for interactive mode, and the A flag attaches the container's output, in other words, logs. Now let's start our stopped Nginx container. You can either click on the play button next to the stop container in Docker Desktop or use the docker start command with the name of the container. You should see a green bullet indicating that the container's running. Click on the port link and you should see the Nginx start page. The key difference between Docker Run and Start is that Docker Run creates and starts a new container, whereas Docker Start starts an existing stopped container. Some use cases for the Docker Run command include first-time setup. Use Docker Run when creating a container from an image for the first time. Different configurations. If you need a container with a different setup, for example, custom ports or environment variables, Docker Run allows you to configure these at runtime. And stateless apps. For containers where you don't need to retain any data, Docker Run is ideal since it creates a fresh instance every time. Some use cases for the Docker Start command include reusing containers. When you want to resume a container that was previously stopped without losing its state or data. Preserving logs and files. Stopped containers retain their logs and file systems. Use Docker Start to pick up where you left off. And faster startup. Starting an existing container is quicker than creating a new one. Understanding the difference between Docker Run and Docker Start is crucial for efficient Docker usage. While Docker Run is the go-to for creating new containers, Docker Start shines in scenarios where you need to resume work on an existing container. Mastering these commands will help streamline your workflow and improve container management.